fake happiness. Hello, you all. I'm Diana Brienne, and I got to thinking about real happiness and fake happiness, and what's the difference? I truly think that, first of all, that happiness is something that we create. Joy comes from God, and happiness is self-created. And both are necessary components in our lives. Joy is something that we have regardless of circumstances, because it's an inner peace and an inner joy and an inner knowing. And that comes from our relationship with our higher power that I call God. And whereas happiness tends to be self-generated and self-created. And yet happiness has guidelines. I truly believe there is genuine happiness and fake happiness. Genuine happiness is when we are doing what we are meant to do. And I call that the divine purpose or divine assignments. And so if we are within our divine assignment, if we are within our divine purpose in life, let's say, for example, we are meant to be married to a certain person and we are assigned to our family. If we step out of that assignment and we go towards another relationship that is not with that person and not being supportive of the people that we're assigned to, which is our family, often that what we're going to, we find momentary pleasure, what I call fake happiness, that doesn't sustain itself and doesn't last, and often leads to a great deal of unhappiness in the future. Whereas when we stick with what we're meant to do, whether it's a particular job we're assigned to and that we're not meant to leave yet in our lives, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a set of behaviors, whether it can be almost anything that is part of our purpose. And when we get away from that purpose, even though we may find momentary pleasure or momentary happiness, often it will lead down a road of tremendous unhappiness that I call fake happiness initially. So initially we may have this sense of pleasure called fake happiness, but long term we're going to likely have a great deal of unhappiness. Whereas when we stay within our purpose, we stay within where we are meant to be in our lives, where we're assigned spiritually, emotionally, where we are meant to be, to the people that we are meant to be assigned to the situations we are meant to be assigned to, we are likely to find our true happiness right there, because our true happiness comes from being where we are meant to be. Well, I hope you subscribe to my YouTube page, and I will hopefully talk to you all soon again. From my house to yours, God bless you, and I'll talk to you then.